We gotta keep that same energy. And all of these Canelo Alvarez haters have lost their damn mind. All of these guys are talking trash about Canelo Alvarez, and yet he's still done more than their favorite fighter. The problem with these guys is they're fanboys. They're not fans of boxing. They're not fans of greatness. These guys are fanboys. There's a ton of channels coming out now, even channels that praise Canelo, now coming back saying he's a ducker, he's a coward, he's trash, he's not great, but that's okay because what we do is keep that same energy and we separate facts from feelings. One of the worst channels out there is Boxing Bias Ego. I mean, this guy lives at home with his mama in the basement begging for rent money, and he can't stop hating on Canelo since he lost to Bivol. Absolutely. Here's the funny thing. He says Canelo Alvarez cherry-picked Bivol, but never said Tank cherry-picked anybody. All the cherry-picked, this man got a damn orchard in the back of his house, but never once said he cherry-picked. Deontay Wilder's 99% of his career is a cherry-pick, never once call him a cherry-picker. You got to keep the same energy, man. You got to keep it. You cannot bring anything Boxing Ego has ever said to me as honest or credible. This guy is a whole asshole. Everything he says is a lie. If Canelo was black and a PBC fighter, he'd be on his knees fixing it right now. That's the type of guy Boxing Ego is. Don't get me started on Dante's big fat diabetes nations, Dante's big fat ass nation. I mean, we know what the situation it is. My brother Connor Mason, he says, hold on, what did my brother Connor Mason says? He says this guy called Canelo a fraud. That's the same dumbass that said Caleb Plant would expose and beat Canelo Alvarez. This the same dumbass that said, oh, he would expose and beat Canelo. But now he's a fraud for losing to a bigger fighter in a higher weight class, which he don't belong? This guy spread lies like he spread his cheeks. This the same coward, when he was on live with me, he ducked off and hung up the phone. That's what you call a whole asshole. These guys are not men. These guys are females. That's what these guys are. And these guys, these guys bleed once a month. I mean, come on. Absolutely. Ego stay uploading videos on Canelo. But, you won't call anybody else a ducker. He even said that all of these guys are great. Charlo, Tank, but he says Canelo Alvarez is not a great fighter. How is Canelo not a great fighter? And he's accomplished more than all of these guys have combined. And yes, Canelo Alvarez did lose to Dimitri Bivol, an elite, undefeated, prime world champion. But you're sitting up here on your knees for Jermell Charlo, and this guy lost to Tony Harrison. He wasn't even elite. So when you make comparisons, when you talk about guys, you got to keep the same energy. You got to know what you're talking about. You can't be a dumbass. You got to be real. Dante's obesity nation. Somebody get this guy a bigger bra. Big fat ass. Mikey Tillett says, ES News reported Canelo percentage above Crawford. Hey, you know what it is. Hold on. My brother Nobody says, Showbiz really disappointed me by adhering to the Canelo haters. He says he's unbiased, but he refuses to shut down the conspiracy theories his viewers cite. I'm going to tell you something about Showbiz the Adult. And Showbiz the Adult, if you're listening to me, man, I don't have a problem with you. But if you do want to smoke, feel free to jump your sorry ass on here and get body bagged. I don't trust anybody that's trying to please everybody. Never trust anybody that's trying to please everybody. And that's what he does. He tries to kiss everybody's ass so they could be like, oh, okay, this is true. No, you can't please everybody. There's people that don't like the IBFP. There's people that call me this and call me that. I don't care. But none of those guys have the nuts to step up here and debate me. That's what we're talking about. So I don't care if you don't like me. I don't care if you hate me. I'll still bust your mama's cheeks. But anyway, Showbiz is the type of guy that wants everybody to love him. That wants everybody to be a part of his movement. That's not who I am. If you don't like me and you don't like what I'm saying, then you're a dumbass because I'm speaking facts. If you believe that Jermell Charlo, Tank Davis, Deontay, all these guys have legacies better than Canelo, then you're smoking. Put the pipe down. I respect Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, but their legacies don't compare to Canelo Alvarez. And if you think they do simply because he lost to an elite fighter in a higher weight class, you are a dumbass. I don't care if you like me. I don't care if you're a fan of the IBFP. I do not care. I am not here for you. I am here for the truth. That's what I'm here for. I don't care about how you feel about me. It don't matter. Your mama like me. And that's all that matters to me. Your mama can get those cheeks bust. Come on now. So salute to my brother Frederick French. Salute my brother. He says, just here to support the realest boxing channel. I respect that. Much love, my brother. Much love. Much love. The fight doctor says Dimitri Bivol is not an elite fighter. He's not an elite fighter. Why would I take boxing advice from a 60-year-old DJ? This man is 60 years old, still trying to DJ in the club. And he looked like you in your own house. I mean, come on. He's not an elite fighter. He's undefeated. He's a world champion. What are you talking about? Check his resume, and he just beat the pound-for-pound king. But he's not elite. He's not elite. You can't convince a dumbass to be smart. You can't fix being a dumbass. This guy's a dumbass. You are a dumbass, sir. Your mama should have swallowed you. It doesn't make sense to see a guy that stupid. It doesn't. Exactly. Canelo Alvarez's resume speaks for itself. It really does. I mean, how can you hate on a guy who's accomplished this much, willing to take chances, and you still want to hate? It doesn't make any sense. Akai Kardashian is the worst. Akai, I mean, this guy blatantly lies, nothing but clickbait. No, and he put in his sources. Sources, me. How are you your own source, dumbass? How are you your own source? The guy's spreading lies like he spread his cheeks. Come on. We already know Southpaw. We already know this guy's a race baiter. Everything is about what somebody looks like or what somebody comes from. This guy don't give a damn about the truth or the facts. He's trying to get some fanboys to kiss his ass. That's all he did. He's trying to gather every Canelo Alvarez hater, every Latino hater that he can. When are you going to call out 7-8 Sports TV? 7-8 Sports TV, you can come get that smoke with your big fat ass. Ain't no man with titties going to beat me in any boxing debate. Period. Period. Put the sandwich down and get on here and get this smoke. And the worst thing is about it. This is the funny thing. This is the worst thing about it. 7-8 Sports. This is the same guy that was riding Deontay Wilder like a rodeo show. I mean, everybody on their knees ain't praying. And this man is on his knees for Deontay Wilder. Never once said it was stupid. Never once said he was fighting the best competition. Never once said he ducked anybody. Praised this man's to the high heaven. Made up all kind of conspiracy theories about gloves, aliens coming down. Tyson Fury had to cheat to beat Deontay Wilder. Just nonsense. And people still believe this dumbass? This race baiter? This man needs to go up a bra size, then step on the IBFP and get that smoke. That's what he needs to do. My brother John 916 says, did you see that punch drunk catering to the LDBC? I did not see that. Somebody told me that he's saying that Canelo's ducking Demetrius Andre. And look, I'm going to make this loud and clear. This is no diss to Punch Drunk. Punch, if you're listening, this is no diss to you. I just completely disagree with that. That's a narrative. That's a lie. That's a fanboy myth. Now, if you got a problem with me, if you want to come get that smoke, please step on the IBFP anytime. I body bag for a living. But back to my point. These dumbasses are out here saying that Canelo Alvarez ducking Demetrius. How you ducking a guy in a different weight class, dumbass? And how can people say Canelo ducking this guy, but they're not even objective? How many videos do you have of Demetrius Andrade ducking Jermell Charlo, ducking Sergey Devryanchenko? How many videos do you have being unbiased, fair, and balanced? Because I guarantee you, if I look on all these fanboys' channels, all they're doing is getting their cheeks bust by Demetrius Andre. This is what I'm saying. I don't play with these guys. I don't have time to play with these guys. I'm just letting you know that there's still some real boxing talks to be had. There's some real boxing talk to be had. My brother Miguel Mojica said it best. Dimitri Bivol is definitely elite. He'll smoke your favorite fighter. These guys, Bivol ain't even elite, but Jamal Charlo will spank Canelo worse than it. Well, then tell Jamal Charlo move his sorry ass up there and go beat Dimitri Bivol. I bet he won't do it. This man still ain't moved up to 168. But you on his nuts. That's what I'm talking about. Look, I just want everybody to know there's still some real boxing talk to be had. There's some real boxing talk to be had. The whole boxing world ain't a bunch of dumbass fanboys. That's just it. That's it. My brother Checkmate says Bivol's not an elite fighter, but Mario Barrios and Brian Castano are. You can't even make the comparison. But you still have guys hating. You still have guys hating. My brother Paul says Showbiz has Canelo the 6 pound for pound complete BS, and yet Canelo Alvarez has a better resume than arguably everybody on the list. It's funny how people do that. It's funny how they do it. You know what I mean? Like, so if Canelo go feast on a bunch of bums, he can get a bunch of praise. Come on now, make it sense. Make it make sense. Deontay Wilder's best win, his best win, is a 50,000-year-old ancient alien mummy in Luis Ortiz, who's never been a world champion. And they praise this man no end. But you talk trash on Canelo? I don't even understand the thought process. He's beat multiple prime world champions, and Wilder's best win is a 15-year-old retirement home. I don't even understand the thought process with these guys. I really don't. I really don't understand the thought process. I really don't. These guys are fanboys. They really are. Same guys hating on Canelo. Same guys sitting up here getting their cheeks buzzed by Deontay Wilder. Same guy supporting Jamal Charlo saying he's a killer. My brother Gray Area stated, to this day, channels are spitting on Jack Johnson's grave. He felt real racism and oppression. They racists using racism to beat racism, make it make sense. Exactly. Half of these guys that come on my channel and all of these LBC clowns are sitting up here talking about all of these people that are being racist towards them, but they're making all these racial slurs. How do you defeat racism with more racism, dumbass? And here's the thing. Being objective and stating facts is not racism. So when you come to my channel, I tell you Canelo Alvarez is a great fighter. I never says he's a great fighter because he's Mexican. I say he's a great fighter because he's a 4-division champion, because he's undefeated at 168. He's undisputed at 168. I'm telling you, he's a great champion, and I'm giving you logic, reason, and facts. I'm not saying it because what he looks like or where he comes from. Racism is when you base everything solely off of their race. I mean, think about how great Canelo Alvarez is. He loses taking a challenge, and yet the haters are mad making all these videos about him. Just mad. Remy put it out there. And this is what I'm talking about, like my brother Alex Chavez says, these channels don't keep that same energy with their favorite fighters. You got to keep the same energy with everybody. You can't pick and choose. You can't sit up here and ride one guy like a rodeo show and then everybody else something else. Come on now. And this is my exact thought process. How is Andrade even in any Canelo conversation right now? Because these guys are pushing narratives like they spread their cheeks. And these guys don't make any sense. Hold on. Make a video with Canelo exposed by Bivol. I don't know if you meant that's what people say or what. I don't know. But all I'm going to say is it's impossible to be exposed by a guy who's an elite, undefeated prime world champion and you move up in weight to fight him. It's impossible to be exposed by him. You cannot, if you think that he was exposed by Bivol, if anybody's listening to the sound of my voice and believe Canelo was exposed by Dimitri Bivol, you, sir, are a dumbass. You cannot be exposed by a bigger fighter in a higher weight class. You just simply win or lose. That's it. You can't be exposed. You cannot. It does not work that way. These guys are dumbasses. My brother Monte Carlo says Punch is fanboying for Andrade because he goes on his channel. You said it, not me. It is what it is. Bivol stops Charlo and Andrade if we're being real. You know? Now, my brother Oscar takes up for Punch and he says, Punch drunk said Canelo ducked no one. Look, I don't know what he's saying. Much respect, salute to Punch drunk. If you got a problem with anything I'm saying, you can come get this smoke. But other than that, you know, I don't really judge the guy's channel. He's never been disrespectful to me. All I'm going to say is any channel putting these narratives out there like he's ducking Demetrius Andrade got another weight class, you got to be a dumbass because there's no evidence to support that. None. Zero. A lot of these guys are just clowns. A lot of these guys are looking for somebody, you know, to support their narratives, to make them feel better, to make them feel like, you know, you see how many haters Canelo Alvarez really have. You've seen that. You've seen that. If you sit down when you pee, this is not for you. Salute to my brother Malik Moses, a real one. This is a real one. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. Let me ask everybody this question. Why has David Benavidez, Demetrius Andrade, Jamal Charlo, all of these guys, they say they can easily beat Canelo and easily beat Bivol. Why are they not calling out Dimitri Bivol right now? Why are none of these guys calling out Dimitri Bivol right now? Who's going to step up? Come on now. Come on, who's going to step up? I just want to know who's going to step up and fight. Is Jamal Charlo going to move up and weight and fight Bivol? Is he going to step up? Is it going to be Demetrius? Is he going to move up to 175? Who's moving up to 175 to fight Dimitri Bivol? That's all I want to know. Who's moving up to 175 to fight Dimitri Bivol? Who's going to be? Who's going to do it? Who is going to do it? Who's going to move up to 175 and fight Dimitri Bivol? Please debate Fan and Boxing Channel, please. And I just want to say this. I would love to debate Fan and Boxing Channel. I issued a challenge. Fan and Boxing Channel will not debate me. He will not debate me. He will not debate. He's afraid of getting on here, getting body bagged and exposed. He will not debate me. He don't want the smoke. He don't like the smoke. He will not debate me. He won't. He will not debate. He's afraid of getting on here, getting embarrassed and getting exposed, getting all of his lies and narratives debunked. He don't want that. I understand. If I was him, I wouldn't want that either. He's a liar and he's a fraud. And he, you know, the guy sit up here and put on his little sweater vest, but you won't get on here and debate these facts. You'll sit up here and spread these lies and narratives to all these race pushers you got on your channel. Andrade didn't want his cheeks bust by Janabek. Hey, you said it, not me. You see what I mean? Like, I just don't understand the slander. Oh, and I want to say one thing. If you're listening to the sound of my voice and, you know, and people are saying, IBFP, you're biased. You're a hater. You're a fanboy. You're this. You're that. If you're listening, I just want you to know you are a dumbass, number one. And number two, the truth ain't for everybody. The IBFP is not for everybody. I'm well aware there's channels out there that hate me. I'm well aware there's thousands of fans out there that hate me because you know what? There's people that hate the truth. There's people that will never like the truth. There's just some people that are that way. I'm not trying to fix all those dumbass people. I'm just trying to educate the real boxing fans, the people that really want to hear the facts. All of these dumbasses that don't want to hear the truth, that don't want to speak the truth, you can't save them. They can't be saved. They're happy being stupid. They really are. I can't help that. The Kings of the Commonwealth said Canelo wins the Bivol rematch. Let's go. I think he can. I think he has the ability to do it. And even if he doesn't, he's still got the nuts to take the challenge that nobody else will. Give that man some credit. My brother says professional boxers say, I give props to Canelo. He moved up and challenged himself. The haters turn around and say Canelo got exposed. So how are you going to go? And this is the perfect statement. The perfect statement. The professional boxers come out here and tell you, hey, Canelo Alvarez challenged himself. Really put it on the line. Everybody, oh, no, he got exposed. he's this, he's that, he's trash. He's this, he's that, he's trash. Come on, man. My brother Chewy says the casual punch drunk says he body bag you, Nuke. Make it happen, bro. Hey, Punch, if you saying you'll body bag me, I don't know if that's what you're saying. See, I'm trying not to disrespect anybody. I'm trying not to disrespect you, Punch, because we got a good relationship. But if you're saying that you're gonna body bag me, please hit me up in a DM. Let's get this on. I'm free smoke. I'm free smoke. Anybody can get it. So if you saying you'll body bag me, hit me up and let's make that happen. Let's make that happen live on the IBFP. Let's do it. I don't run from no man. My brother says, Nuke, how do you see the Canelo Bivol rematch? I think if Canelo Alvarez fixes his stamina, he wins that rematch. That's my opinion. I have my own opinion, and that is it. I believe if Canelo Alvarez fixes his stamina, he wins the rematch. That's my opinion, and I'm entitled to it. Salute to my brother Junior. I appreciate the love, my brother. See, we got some real ones on here. We got some real ones in the chat. Exactly. No one has stepped up to fight Dimitri Bivol. When are these guys stepping up to fight Bivol? When are they? Thank you, my brother Junior. I appreciate the love. My brother John 916 says, Punch said Canelo ducked Andrade yesterday on his live. He's obviously catering to the LWC now. He also said the IBFP would not body him in a debate. Hey, Punch, if you got a problem, especially you mentioning my name, like I don't know why you mentioning my name like this. So if you got a problem, please hit me in the DM because this thing can go left quick. That's all I'm saying. I'm trying to be nice. This is what happens when I try to be nice and then people throwing my name around playing with me. So I'm going to try to be nice. Punch, if you got a problem, please address your problem. Because we can get that smoke in. I run from nobody. I'm free smoke. Thoughts of True School Sports changing his channel name to Canelo got exposed by Bivol. True School Sports is a fanboy. You think about it. If you think he got exposed by a bigger fighter in a higher weight class, make that make sense. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. That makes literally 0 sense. 0 sense. I mean, you really can't fix stupid. You can't fix stupid. That's right, my brother. We keeping the same energy. 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 Oh, True School Sports favorite boxers Andrade. See, that's what it is. So a lot of these channels are picking their favorite fighters, and then they're kissing their ass. And then they say, okay, let me talk trash on Canelo to big up Andrade, to big up Charlo, to big up Benavidez. Whoever their favorite fighter is, that's what they're doing. Now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. Felipe, where you at? And if you don't know who Felipe is, that's Southpaw Garbage TP. And I call him TP for toilet paper. Come on now. Well, Demetrius Andrade never fought a world champion. That's who he's fought. Oh, my God. I mean, think about it. If Canelo was a coward, why would he even mention that he'd be willing to fight a guy like Oslander Usyk? Why would he even step up and fight a guy like Dimitri Bivol? If he was a coward, why would he do any of that? Why would he do any of that? None of that makes any sense. None of it makes any sense. I really don't understand the thought process of these haters. I don't. Look, you don't have to be a Canelo fan. You don't have to like Canelo. But to say that he's trash, to say that he's ducking, to say that he's cherry picking, that makes no sense. Salute to my brother Noah. And he says, shout out, Nuke, to all my fellow Puerto Ricans. Salute, my brother. That's right. That's right. I mean, these guys right here are something else. Oh, yeah. Boxing Monster. You didn't know Southpaw real name is Felipe? They didn't know it. Felipe. Can someone tell me what the LDVC stand for? The Liars Den boxing community. Anyway, keep up the good work, Nuke. If you sit down when you pee, this is not for you. This is not. I mean, and it's a funny thing about Southpaw. He's a 50-year-old fighter, 50-year-old amateur coming out thinking you a beast. Man, sit your sorry ass down. Uh, IBFP, they saying Bivol didn't get paid. Yeah, that's not on Canelo. That has to do with government sanctionings in Russia. None of that has to do with Canelo. You've never heard a Canelo opponent not get their money. They're holding this up through the government. That has nothing to do with Canelo Alvarez. He pays. So look, we got to be honest and unbiased about it. Yeah, that dude's name is Felipe. And you got the nerve to sit up here and hate, and your name is Felipe. Man, sit your sorry ass down. If Canelo acclimates his body to 175 and not gasses out, he wins the rematch. I think his body didn't acclimate fast enough, and yet who can question Canelo's chin? Anybody else would have gotten dropped. Anybody else would have gotten knocked out. And I agree with you 100%. I don't believe Canelo Alvarez acclimated to the weight. I don't believe that his body acclimated to the weight properly, and that's why he gassed so quickly. And he was highly competitive in winning rounds until that happened. When you run out of gas, you just don't. What can you really do? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I can respect Canelo Alvarez for daring to be great no matter what. He said, this guy's a gangster. His real name's Felipe. Who the hell names their son Felipe? The comment section on boxing videos are now full of excuses for why things didn't go their way. Getting beat by the bigger guy is not exposed. Exactly. Look, Canelo Alvarez got beat by a bigger, stronger guy at a higher weight class. No shame for that. But now these guys are sitting up here making excuses, hating on fighters, and just not being real about the situation. We got to keep the same energy with everybody. That's all we're trying to do is keep the same energy. That's all I'm trying to do. That's all we're trying to do. That's all we're trying to do. My brother Remy says these channels don't mention Canelo. Ask for the Andrade fight, but the IBF wanted Sergey Deverenchenko. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that Canelo Alvarez petitioned the IBF to fight Demetrius Andrade in a unification fight, and the IBF rejected it. See, but you can't fix stupid. A lot of these fanboys, they'll never mention this because they don't either, A, they don't know it, or two, if they do know it, they're going to hide it because they don't ever want to speak about it. That would destroy their narrative of, oh, somebody's ducking somebody. That would destroy they don't want their narrative destroyed. That's really what this comes down to. They do not want their narrative destroyed. They really don't. They really don't. These guys would rather go on just lying and lying and lying. My brother says crazy how Canelo took those shots to the chin. I think, in my opinion, I think he got the best chin in boxing. Him and Triple G, both excellent chin. Both excellent, both elite chin. Both. New media today, USA Boxing salute. He says, Nuke, I think Canelo can win the rematch if he can work behind the jab and work on his stamina, like you said, and stop loading up on his shot. I agree 100%. Look, go subscribe to my brother. This is a real one. You know, I respect somebody who's really trying to analyze boxing, who's not trying to pick sides with fighters, simply just trying to be objective. That's all we want to do is be objective. But because, I mean, my brother sent me a message and told me somebody called him a coon. A coon for supporting Canelo Alvarez. How would they call you a coon for supporting a fighter because you see a guy going for greatness? How can they disrespect you for supporting a guy? That doesn't make any sense. So you can't support a guy? You can't give a guy props when you see doing something great? Why does his race matter? Why? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Race has no place with greatness because greatness has no race. Every fighter, look at Anthony Joshua. He lost a fight. He lost multiple fights. He's still an elite, great fighter. He's done a lot in his career. You see what I mean? You don't stop greatness because a guy looks like this or a guy comes from this country. It doesn't make any sense. But I agree 100% with your assessment. Canelo Alvarez really can win the rematch if he does actually establish his jab, work behind it, work on his stamina, and stop looking for power shots every second. You have to break him down. You have to box to a degree. You can't sit up there and every shot you throw is a power shot. He see them all coming. Excellent analysis, my brother. Excellent analysis. Excellent. Hey, I'm going to build my own school for all these fanboys so I can educate all these fanboys because these fanboys don't know nothing about boxing. They know nothing about boxing. 11 West said this channel has been in shambles since y'all GOAT lost. What are you talking about? How have I been in shambles? You the one over here trying to troll, but your trolling don't even make sense. Your trolling don't even make sense. Your trolling don't even make sense. See, that's how you know he's a fanboy. He come on here, make a blank statement. He didn't say Canelo's trash. He didn't say Canelo's not elite. And he didn't even say, oh, well, Canelo, he challenged himself. But I'm in shambles? Make it make sense. Go tell your mama I'll be down there later to slap her ass, you dumbass. These fanboys have lost their mind. Lost their mind. Get on here and say dumb things, but you won't get on here and speak that truth. You won't get on here and speak some facts. You won't get on here and be objective. Is it so hard to get a boxing fan on here that's objective? Half of these guys are sitting out here twerking in the street like Deontay Wilder. Come on, man. Show some respect. Show some respect. Funny how nobody gives Canelo respect. He's 5'8", fighting naturally bigger guys. All of these hype train weight bullies like the Charlos, Andrade, Benavidez. But nobody's giving Canelo credit. The guy's 5'8". And, you know, there's some in respects to Canelo saying that he's 5'7.5". That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Give Canelo some credit. You know he's a small guy moving up in weight, and yet he keeps pushing himself, challenging himself, coming to be greater. That's what we're talking about. That's what he's talking about. Look at this old-ass man. You the fanboy, boy. You the fanboy, boy. First of all, that's why you wear glasses, because you can't see shit. You can't see shit clearly. You can't. And your beard needs to be touched up. First of all, don't ever come on here and leave a comment on my channel with that raggedy-ass beard. Look like you got pubic hairs all over your damn face. Clean up them pubes before you get on here and talk to me. You understand? You understand? And Clint, I'm gonna give you a good one, Clint. Since you call me a fanboy and you got pubes on your face, I'm gonna give you an opportunity. Tell me how I'm a fanboy for supporting greatness, for supporting guys moving up in weight, daring to be great, fighting world champion. Tell me how I'm a fanboy, dumbass, because I bet you can't. I bet you're gonna be in your feelings. I bet you're gonna mention race. I bet you're gonna avoid the facts. Clean up the pubes, come back and answer the question, dumbass. Like my brother Boxing Monster say, make it make sense. That's all we trying to do. My brother Primetime said, it's a real shame. I was a fan of Punch until he said Canelo dug boo-boo and he will lose if they fought just because Canelo lost to Bivol. And here's the funny thing. If anybody's basing their analysis with Andrade and Canelo with Bivol, that makes no sense. Their styles are completely different. I mean, Andrade doesn't have the chin, the jab, the power, and he's never fought at 175. So how could you even make the same reference? It doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't understand these guys' logic. It does not make sense. It does not make sense. I think that's just a problem with a lot of people nowadays, is that they want to jump on these bandwagons and all of this, and they want to ignore everything somebody's done in their career and boil it down to, oh, you win or you lose. That's not always the case. So Canelo loses to everybody because he lost to Bivol. But everybody's not Bivol, you dumbass. Everybody's not Dimitri Bivol. Everybody cannot do what he does. Understand that. Canelo can't be Bivol's stylistic nightmare, and much respect. Maybe he can't, maybe he can. We shall see if there's a rematch. I respect your opinion, even if I disagree with it. That's a true boxing fan. That's all I'm saying. I can always agree to disagree. We can always agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. While I was disappointed by Canelo's loss, I still respect him for going for it. Absolutely. I can respect a guy for going for greatness. I can respect a guy for going to challenge himself, for to push himself, a guy that wants to be challenged. I respect that. I respect that. And look at old pube face. Old pube face. Old pube face back. I tell him, I say, okay, go ahead and give me a comment. Go ahead and tell me how I'm a fanboy. Go ahead and give me some facts. Old pube face comes back and says, you dumb. You dumb. You dumb. You dumb. I'm dumb. I'm the dumb one, but you up here driving for Uber. I'm dumb, but you a Lyft driver. I'm dumb, but you can't get a touch up on them pubes on your face. I'm dumb because you wearing Walmart glasses. I'm dumb because you wearing a hat out of the liquor store. I'm dumb, but you on here talking to, sit your dumb ass down. That's the problem with these fanboys. Don't come on here talking trash if you don't want to get body bagged. Don't do it, because I'm trying to be nice. I am trying to be nice. My brother said Canelo not gonna win a rematch. Why pick him if y'all feel like he too small? Stay at 160. Skill set not there for Bivol, even against Mayweather. You know, I appreciate you at least coming on here with your analysis, and I can respectfully agree to disagree. I respect your opinion. I appreciate it. Even though I disagree, I respect you giving your opinion, because everybody should have a voice, whether we agree with it or not. That's all it is. You can have a voice, just don't come in here being a fanboy. And I can respect that guy because he was not a fanboy. Salute my brother. Hit that like button, fam. Much love and respect. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Oh, Pube Face came on here. It didn't say nothing. Oh, man. Oh, Pube Face came on here and got his dumb ass shut down. I had to body bag old Pube Face. He get on here and say all this trash, but then came back up nothing with I'm a fanboy, but you can't tell me. How am I a fanboy? Tell me how I'm a fanboy. Just tell me. That's all I really wanted to know, was how I was a fanboy. You say I was a fanboy. I'm a fanboy. That should be an easy question to answer for a guy with Walmart glasses. Southpaw loves chorizo. Oh, that ain't no secret. We can tell by all the dudes they be hanging out in his house. Salute to my brother Hitman. Much love and respect, my brother. Much love. And let's keep that same energy. Let's go. Let's go. I mean, we're going to do it. Mike T says the LDBC ran a train on Southpaw post Canelo fight to celebrate Canelo law. I wouldn't be surprised. They were saying, Felipe, get your ass over here, Felipe. Oh, man. They say, Felipe, get your ass over here, Felipe. And you know, he loved every moment of it. Oh, man. I bet Clint sit down and pee just like Southpaw. He's probably subscribed to that trash. See, that's what I'm saying. You get guys that can come on here and just make vague statements, but can't back up anything they say. Can't back up a damn thing they say. Not one thing. You just on here throwing out names and name calling. You don't got no facts. You don't have nothing to say. You just in your feelings. You just in your feelings. This guy says, you're a sad racist punk. Tell me how I'm racist. Go. Tell me how I'm racist. Go. Tell me how I'm racist. Go. That's what I'm saying. If you don't come on here and call somebody racist and you can't say it. This is what I'm saying. You're exposing fanboys one at a time. Okay? If you're calling me racist, what is your argument? What do you have to support that? Because I've never been racist against any fighter. I've never uttered a racist word, and I respect everybody equally. Tell me how I'm racist, dumbass. My brother Sporting Icon says people who hate and laugh on Canelo are the ones who are mad their favorite fighter hasn't done anything even close to Canelo. Understand that. That is the absolute truth and facts. Understand that. They're hating and mad at Canelo, but their favorite fighter ain't done shit. Come on now. Explain that. Salute to my brother Chewy. Salute for keeping that same energy. Come on now. These guys are just in their feelings. That's all it is. That's all it is. As a Mexican, I have a favorite African-American fighters that I love. Sad I can't say that about African-Americans having favorites other than black fighters. I mean, look, the man got to speak his piece. And I respect everybody for giving their opinion equally. And at the end of the day, greatness has no color. Greatness has no race, and greatness has no country. Literally, anybody can be great. Put in the work. Greatness doesn't happen by mistake. Greatness happens because you're challenging yourself. You're working hard. You're putting in the time in the gym. That's what greatness is. That's what greatness is. That's what greatness is. That's what greatness is. I mean, come on. My brother, Niners, Giants, Warriors all day. Salute, my brother. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the love. That's real love right there. I appreciate that. Half of these guys out here like Felipe twerking in the street. Although my brother Boxing Monster says Nuke, Bivol said he would go down in 168 and fight Canelo for his belt, but now he's changing his minds. Well, and look, and look, I'm not surprised because that's Canelo's best weight. Canelo's undefeated at 168. Canelo Alvarez is doing his thing. So look, I understand, but you know what? I have no problem. Canelo, you lost at 175. Go get it back at 175, and if you lose again, it's okay. But just go ahead and put in the work. I have no problem. But he mentioned it because Bivol, you know, he might not want what's down there at 168. He might not want that version of Canelo because Canelo don't gas out at 168. We've never seen that. We've seen Canelo go in beast mode at 168. Oh, I know that ain't G Funky. That's some troll. I already know it. I already know. That's why I didn't even say his name because I know it ain't G Funky. I know that's some dumbass troll. I already know it. That's why I don't pay no attention to those clowns. I still consider Canelo pound for pound number one. Still has the best resume out of everyone on the list and lost outside of his weight class. Exactly. How are you mad at a guy losing outside of his weight class? I mean, if Canelo Alvarez would have got knocked out by Caleb Plant in the first round, maybe you would have had an argument for saying he was overrated. Maybe you would have had an argument for saying he was exposed. Yo, Nuke, please read this message. Read it. Maybe that's what you could say. Call out champ side, Nuke. I call him chump side. Champ side, anytime you want to come get that smoke, you can come get it. I'll tell you a little story about champ side. I'll tell you a little story about champ side. Funny thing about champ side. So champ side used to follow me on Twitter, used to try to be all friendly with me. Probably about a year and a half ago or so, maybe longer. I can't remember, but he was all on my nuts a while back. Then all of a sudden, he started on this hating Canelo Alvarez campaign. Dude, just just removed himself from everything and don't want to talk, nothing like that. So, you know how these guys switch up. They get in their feelings. It's not surprising. I don't care. It is what it is. None of these guys surprise me. My brother says, didn't Andrade pull out? Probably faked an injury. Yeah, he said he had an injury. He's going to require surgery. He's going to be out for like 4 months. So that fight has been called off. At first, it was initially postponed. And look, much love and respect to Demetrius Andre. I hope he get better. I hope he get well. And I hope he get back to being his usual self. And, nope. I like Demetrius Andre. I think that's one thing that people don't understand. I like Demetrius Andre. I like Jamal Charlo. I like David Benavidez. I like all of these guys. But just because I try to keep it real and say Canelo's done more, Canelo would be the favorite to beat these guys. Yeah, people think that I'm biased or a hater. No, I like all of these. I like watching all these guys. I watched Jamal Charlo beat up on cab drivers. I don't have a problem with that. I watch this. He's not being great. And I'm never going to call him great because he's not being great. Exactly. I praise Oslander Usyk too. Oslander Usyk, in my opinion, I include heavyweights in my pound for pound list. I have him pound for pound number one with the loss of Canelo. And if you still have Canelo number one, I can't hate on that because not everybody puts heavyweights in their pound for pound. I understand. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that was the fake G Funky and all of that, and I understand who's trolls and who's not. I understand who's fake and who's not. I understand all that. Exactly. If you this is one of the realest statements. Just listen to this. If you challenge yourself to the fullest, a huge chance you will have an L on your record. Guys who go undefeated for their entire career never challenge themselves truly. They might have one tough fight, one difficult fight, something like that, but they're not really challenging themselves versus the best time and time again. These are the same guys that never go undisputed. I can't think of any undefeated fighter throughout their whole career that went undisputed and retired undefeated after going undisputed, after accomplishing multiple weight. I can't think of anyone. No one. Salute to my brother Noe. Nuke, ego out here fooling his fans. That's why I watch you, because you keep it real. Salute my brother Ricardo. And look, I'm gonna tell you this: ego ain't fooling nobody. Those people are a bunch of dumbasses like he is. All they doing is busting each other's cheeks. Oh, that's all they do. All they do is bust each other's cheeks. These guys not talking. These guys are not boxing fans. These guys don't care about the truth. These guys don't care about any of that. These guys up there slapping each other's ass. That's all these kind of guys are. They're fanboys of fighters. They're not fanboys of greatness. They don't love boxing as a whole. They want fighters that look like them. That's really all. They got an agenda. My brother says, I got Jermell up there now. I still have Nello at number one. Can't say that for Jermell. He's a weenie, but at least he gives props to Canelo. Jamal. Look, I'll tell you what. Jermell Charlo showed you what greatness is, while Jamal Charlo is running from greatness. That's what we're saying. Absolutely. Salute my brother. Absolutely. Absolutely. Floyd did lose to Luis Castillo, and he got robbed. Luis Castillo got robbed. Won't nobody talk about that, though. They'll ignore that. But we're just trying to keep the same. That's all we're trying to do, is keep the same energy. Charlo gets annoyed when David's name gets brought up. Then fight him. If you fight David Benavidez, you don't have to get annoyed. You don't have to get in your feelings. You don't have to get upset if you fight him. If you fight him, you can end all it. They'll stop bringing his name up. You fight him, because now you can prove. I fully expect Canelo to focus on the body in the rematch to slow down Bivol and open up his guard. I expect a lot more from Canelo Alvarez, and I'm sure that this will motivate him tremendously. I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will motivate him tremendously. I'm sure this will get Canelo Alvarez going to be the best version of himself. I have no doubt about that. Salute to my brother Tony FC. Much love and respect. My brother Michael Rodriguez, salute family. Canelo lost, but he will bounce back. People keep saying Bivol was a cherry pick going wrong, but he would literally knock out Boo Boo and Charlo easily. It's so funny when people say cherry pick. It lets you know these people don't know what the hell a cherry pick. You don't move up and weight fight an undefeated prime world champion who's bigger and stronger and call it a cherry pick. And these people are really smoking. These people really need to stop the drugs. It's really sad. Their mama should have put down the pipe when she was pregnant, because it really don't make any damn sense. It really makes no damn sense. None. None. Salute my brother Ricardo. You too, my brother. Salute. Salute, family. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on. Why are you so afraid of Southpaw? Paco, I don't know if you're Southpaw's lover. I don't know if you his mama. I don't know if you the woman he lived with or the guy he lives with. I don't know who you are, Paco, but I'm gonna tell you this. Obviously, you have not seen my channel. You have not seen me destroy this little boy on live. So you might want to go back and do your research, dumbass. I mean, I ain't nobody, and look, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Ain't nobody named Felipe gonna beat me in a debate. Felipe there's never been a Felipe that's ever gonna beat me in no debate. I'm sorry, Felipe ain't beat me in debate. It just ain't gonna happen. Is it true that DAZN is shutting down the rematch? No, that is not true. Canelo Alvarez has a decision to make. He can fight Dimitri Bivol in a rematch. He has that in his contract, or he can fight Triple G. He's still deciding, to my knowledge. But I have not heard as of yet, and unless something's changed, that DAZN is not shutting down a rematch. I have not heard that. Exactly. Ain't no Felipe beating me in no debate. Lil Felipe. Lil Felipe. Bam, bam. Lil Felipe. No, you ain't beating me. It ain't gonna happen. IBFP hit list 2022. Akai, DBN, Ego, Fannin. Let's get it. Let's get it. That's the hit list. Akai, DBN, Ego, Fannin. Y'all can all get it. Y'all can all get it. Which one will be the one that step up? Which one will be the one that step up? Because I guarantee you none of them will. My brother says, Kid Chocolate says, I'm black. I'm also a fan of David Benavidez, TL, Canelo, Raleigh, Mikey Garcia. I'm a boxing fan. I love boxing. My big bro, definitely a huge Canelo fan. Boy, when I cried when Canelo took that L. It's all love. Look, all of those are interesting fighters. All of those fighters are good to watch. I like all fighters. I like everybody. I don't care what he looks like when he fights. You know, I remember I was calling Shakur Stevenson a beast years ago. I said Shakur Stevenson's going to be a problem. I kept praising Shakur Stevenson, saying this man looks unbelievable. He's going to be great. And I'm saying, Shakur Stevenson, I picked, I think years ago I said Oscar Valdez was going to avoid him and all these other things. And I remember after the Valdez fight, people came and told me, and said, "Oh, you got to be hurt that Valdez lost." Why would I be hurt that Valdez lost? I've been praising Shakur Stevenson for years. Why would I be hurt? Why would I be sad or upset? It's a boxing match. I think Oscar Valdez is a warrior. He was a champion, and he put it on the line. But he didn't beat Shakur Stevenson. Why would I be hurt? Why would I be destroyed or sad or upset? I don't understand that logic or thought process. Too many fanboys out here and I don't fanboy for fighters. I fanboy for greatness. Felipe, slap yourself for being stupid. Boxing Ego will never debate me. None of these guys will ever debate me. Southpaw will never come back on. Nobody in the LDBC will debate me. These guys are a bunch of cowards. Felipe, slap yourself for being stupid. Because men lie, women lie, but the facts don't lie.